Welcome back to the Supercoach Nuff channel. In this video we're going to review round 6 of the 2025 NRL Fantasy season. So a good week for us in terms of NRL Fantasy, which is nice. So a 921 for the round, which was about 12k for the round, and has seen us move back up into 11k in the overall ranks. I think that's around where we were in round 4. We can go back and have a bit of a quick look. Say that NRL Fantasy is nothing quick about it. Yeah, so it was 11k, dropped down to about 13k last week, but we did bounce back this week, which is nice. So I'll just wait for it to load again so we can go through the team. So on field, Mamazelis was good with a 55. The middles continue to kill it. Isaiah Yeo with a 78. Terrell May with an 83. Payne Haas was relatively quiet with a 58, but you take 58. Our edges, Dylan Egan was amazing with the 75. Jermaine Hopgood with 38. Jaden Campbell with 76 in the halves. So he is a keeper as a wing fullback, but I guess just with our current structure, he is in our halves. Nathan Cleary will be captain, so obviously a better captaincy score would have seen us sneak up a few more points, but 53 is nothing to sneeze at. The centres were awesome, so 52 for Stafford Toa, 57 for Kidione Catalga. So, if you can get 50 points from your centres, you're doing pretty well. Unfortunately, the wing fullbacks are where the team's letting us down at the moment. So, KP with just 27, Iongi with an 18, and Tom Jenkins with the 28 was the highest scorer there. So on the bench, we've got Mitch Barnett with a 50. So I guess with James Fisher-Harris going down, does he pick up a bit of the slack? Tom Gilbert playing on the edge. It's a little bit down there, 36 for him. Hubner with a 42 is pretty good for his price. Metcalf with a 42 as well in what was a well-beaten Warriors team is decent. And then Riley Smith and Rob Toyer. So probably picked the right players on our emergency. Obviously, if we could put these wing fullbacks on there, we would have. But let's have a look at the leagues. So in the first league, got a win over Schmick Richards. So 865 for Brendan's team. So he captained Payne Haas. So I guess very similar in terms of captaincy. Isaiah Yeo was a nice little difference maker for me there. Same halves. Nicholson was good with 48, but obviously Egan outpointed him. Centers comfortably covered Tamale and Toya. Oh, he did have Isaiah Yeo on the bench, so there you go. And yeah, again, not much from the back three. Marzu with 35 was better than Iongi, to be fair. And had Cant on the bench. Missed out on Kautoga's score, I'm pretty sure, which is a bit stiff. But if we have a look at the league in its entirety, so 920, so 941 for Wes's team was probably the top scorer in the league. So he also captained Haas, but has May and Yo and Mamazelis. So Nicholson and Wong had Jackson Purdue. So that was probably the difference maker there for him this week. Had Egan on the bench, so that's a nice get also. But I guess did miss out on Kautoga's nice score. So left a little bit of meat on the bone there this week, Wes. But in the second league, had a good win over Zip 03, so Robert's team. I think I played him in was it AFL Supercoach this week. I was just looking at that team name before. So nice to have you on board across all the leagues, Rob. But having a look at the team here. So Corey Horsburgh and Payne Haas with the difference there. So Olakau'atu and Preston on the bye. So who did you have in for him? Seyfarth, or I guess, yeah, Jackson Bird would have slotted in on the edge. So just the 27 there. No Dylan Lucas as well. So the edges not going too well at the moment. But Brimson with the 59. So probably a regretful sell. He's sort of bounced back pretty well the last couple of weeks. But would have got Purdue's score probably in the centre, which is nice. Um, and then, yeah, Paddy's score probably would have ended up on the bench there as well. So, some ups and downs there for Rob's team. But we'll look across the league. So a 983 for the Yorkshire Yowies Mark's team. So they must be going well overall. I feel like most weeks Mark's getting a mention. I think he does have a couple of teams, but the Yowies have come up a bit, I'm pretty sure. But Harry Grant with a 53, Angus Crichton, Nico Hines with a 51, had Purdue, Campbell, Ruben Garrick with a 55, Dylan Egan on the bench, so got that to 75, which is nice. Didn't So would have got Metcalf's score. So would have got Mamazell's 55 as well on the bench, which is pretty handy. So well done, Mark. So if we have a look at the potential trades for this week, apologies for the slowness. Can't do too much about it. There we go. Um, so yeah, so I guess I did already forecast one of the trades I was going to do last week. I just wanted to have a bit of a look at him. And while there wasn't a lot of attacking upside there, the long kicking game, you know, put Hugo Savala, very much in the frame as a fantasy option. So he's still at 230k, but obviously those first few scores were coming off the bench as a utility. Assuming he's got the role, it'd be nice if he could hold it through the first part of the Origin period, because the Roosters do offer really great buy coverage. So if we lock that trade in, so then it gives us a bit of bank, 318k. And I think where we need to shore up our team is in the wing fullback spots. So we could always move Campbell back and look to target another half. Um, but I guess now that he's back, what we're looking at doing, it's just completely shut down on me here. Any fear of updating. So we go Iongi out. No, it's going to be slow as. There we go, Iongi out. And in his place, we're bringing in my guy, Jacob Kiraz, if it'll load. There we go. So I locked that trade in. So two trades. Obviously, we do have the luxury of a third trade now, but I think if we can avoid it, we'll try not to use it. So I'll just load the team up and we'll have a bit of a look. Yeah, so we've only got 78k, so I don't think we can do too much to that. Looking through this team, it would be this last sort of run-on spot that we would like to shore up. So obviously Campbell could come back here. So I think our last sort of on-field upgrade would be a wing fullback. I mean, what we could do is if we just swap Campbell out. That's so slow. Guess everyone's probably on fantasy now, looking at how their team's gone, doing the same sort of thing I'm doing, having an initial play around with trades. So if we set the team up like this, put Campbell at wing fullback, it's actually not looking too bad. We've got Mamazelis probably isn't the number one hooker option, but Probably at the moment, if you look based on average, it probably is Connor Watson. I just think he is a big shout for Origin this year. And if he is with the Roosters bye schedule, he is, one that we can't really hold for that period of time. So I think he's one I want to target post Origin. So I'm happy to hang on to Mamazelis in the interim. Harry Grant would be another one as well. A few people saying, oh, he's back in form, but he shines post Origin. So if we can get those two guys after Origin, Hooker will be sorted. Middle, we've gone big in the middle on purpose. Even, Barnett, if I swap him in, just to make our on-field setup look even more staunch. If it'll work. So yeah, so Egan there, so like Metcalf obviously is the second half would be one we'd like to upgrade, but I guess we probably want to upgrade from what's currently on our bench. Cleary's obviously a keeper. Toa and Keltoga, if they can keep producing like this, they can stay as long as they want. We do now also have Kiraz that could play in the centres. So it could be something like Kaltoga and Kiraz could be our keepers. Obviously, once Dylan Lucas comes back, he's always in the conversation as well. Um, and then Ponga and Campbell, we're happy to sort of keep as wing fullbacks. I think the third target, again, it could depend on origin, but I'm more confident that Tedesco will be available. So, bringing him in would be nice to cover those bye rounds. We do just need to be mindful that we would by then have four Roosters. Um, so we can't really carry more than that because when they're on the bye in, I think it's around 10, 14, 18, we're not going to have 17 for that week. So do have to sort of, time the run of Tedesco a bit. Um, but, it depends how well Savala goes, that sort of thing. As well as obviously if we can generate that extra bit of cash to get to him. Because I guess there is one more option. And if I was to use a third trade this week, it might be just to sort of shore up that Tommy Gilbert spot. And the guy I like is Nat Butcher, but I can't afford him. So he's gone up a little bit. Gilbert's gone down a little bit. Can we go a White maybe? So we could get Nafahu White if we want that middle edge coverage. Yeah, so 70k we could squeak that in. But again, we can just leave that, I think, until round 12. I don't think Tom Gilbert will drop too much in price, or I hope he won't. Um, so, yeah, just keep that trade up our sleeve if we can. So overall, pretty happy with how the squad is sitting. In terms of this week, the sit start sort of conversations, it's like pretty much this 13, these three guys on the bench I'm happy with. I might just push Gilbert up a bit so that he covers first. So then again, the conversation is really just about the last interchange spot. Um, so Riley Smith against the Tigers on Monday um, would be the safe shout. But then all the rest of them play Saturday night, Panthers, Roosters. So take your pick. Does Nwangani Tawasi come back in? Do we just take the safety of Savala's sort of base with the kicking and the like? Or do we back Penrith to bounce back and Tom Jenkins to be a part of that? Not too sure. So, just something like that. I won't play around with it too much. Obviously, it's a bit sluggish. We'll have a think about it. Obviously, team lists come out tomorrow. Um, and then, we'll talk trades on Thursday before the first game there with the Eagles and Dragons on Thursday night. But yeah, that's the initial thoughts. I'm, like I said, pretty keen on these trades. It's probably just the selections around who plays where. Um, Again, team list dependent could change some things, but we'll see. And yeah, so I guess if there's any questions, comments, thoughts, feel free to add them below this video. Give us a like if you enjoy the NRL fantasy content. Subscribe for all the fantasy sports content on the channel. And other than that, we'll catch you in the next one.